All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, I still have the music playing on my end. There we go. Welcome back. If this is your first time joining us today, this is the second of the two sessions we're doing today. We're just going to talk to you about how to do coding challenges. The coding challenges launched this morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So people have already been doing the coding challenges. Let me just, before we actually go over to the QHack website, I'll show you the activity so far on the website and the leaderboard and all that jazz. Just a quick sponsor shout out. Thank you again to our sponsors for all that you do for us, and thank you for all the help that you've given us for making this event possible. We really do appreciate it. Let's go over to the QHack website because there's stuff going on here that's important to look at. So the coding challenges launched this morning. So let me go over to the coding challenges. Coding challenges. Let's go to the leaderboard. So there is a team that has done all challenges except for 6 challenges left. Actually, seven challenges remaining. So Mount Guancak Noru Jump. Team Mount Guancak Noru Jump. You're in the lead right now. Congratulations. Oh, I guess you haven't won anything yet, but you have the current bragging rights. We have Team Ronaldo in second place with 2,700 points. For those of you unfamiliar with the point system on the leaderboard, basically completing the coding challenges gives you points, obviously. The harder ones give you more points. The easier ones give you less points. If there's ever a tie break between the points, it will be the team who completed the questions in the shortest amount of time. That's how the scoring works, very loosely. Wow, 466 teams, cool. And there's a timer here on the right. 4 days and 2 hours remaining in the coding challenges. They do close on February 16th. So hope everybody's having fun with the coding challenges. This session is meant to be pretty loose and chill. We're going to have Ludmila join us in a second here. We're basically just going to show you the coding challenge platform, get you familiarized with it so that you can start doing the coding challenges. If you do have any questions about the coding challenges while you're watching the live stream here, definitely just put them in the chat, and we'll get to them when we can. I'll interrupt Ludmila here and there with your questions when it's appropriate to do so. So I think that pretty much covers all the laundry list items that I need to do before we welcome Ludmila. But again, for those of you in the chat, put your questions in the chat. We'll get to them. I have the chat open here, so I can read off the questions as they come in live. We're streaming on Twitch and YouTube. These sessions will stay on YouTube after they're done. That's the nice thing about YouTube. That's pretty much it, I think. So they're all going to be recorded. You can watch these back later. Vaticus, back again. Thanks for coming back again, Vaticus. Can you share the email? I can send my login questions to. Thank you. Yes, I totally can. Let me do that. It is. Well, here, if I type in the can't log in command, that'll do it. There. admin@qhack.ai. If you have any questions there. All right. Well, without further ado, let's welcome Ludmila back. Ludmila, how you doing? It's now the evening for you in Poland, where you're joining us from. How you doing?
I'm fine. It's good to be back. Shall we?
Cool. All right. Yeah. So let's get started. Again, I'll interrupt you as needed with questions that come in. But you're just going to go through a couple of the challenges here. The challenges you're going to go through, I think they're just the tutorial ones, right? Cool.
For sure.
Yeah, the tutorial ones, for everybody who's not unaware, the tutorial challenges are really just there for you to get familiarized with the platform and just brush up on some skills. They're worth 0 points, but definitely do them if you feel like you should do them. They're not a waste of time, for sure. Let's get right into it. Ludmila, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you very much, Isaac. It's good to be back. All right, let's choose something that I didn't do in the morning section, right? Let's see. Keep expectations low. This one sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna explain very briefly about the challenges webpage here. So basically on the left side, you have the information about the challenge, which comprise the challenge statement. This is basically like the theoretical part of the code. Information about the code itself that you're going to fill on the right panel. See, as you can see, like in the right panel, you have like this yellow part that you cannot modify. And this part so that you can, you can type the solution of the challenge as a code. Okay, so for this particular challenge, okay, so we have a variation of quantum circuit that we would like to perform some sort of optimization, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be, let me see, some sort of, how can I say, gradient optimization, gradient descent, maybe I can use this. So let's take a look. Okay, so as an input of the problem, we have a Hamiltonian, it's going to be pass. And the output should be a float corresponding to the minimal expectation value of this, secret Hamiltonian that we got as an input before. Okay, and those are the test case, which are available public. What else? This information is also repeated here for the test case. And okay, more details about the page can be seen here, like the number of submissions that you tried so far. And if you're stuck or having any problems about the code or the documentation, here are the links available to, help you to crack the problem. All right, so let's start from the beginning here. Okay, so basically we have to initialize our device, essentially the Q node, and write in such a way we can be, find a solution of the problem, which is a minimization. Okay, so let's start calling a device. Let's see. For this case, I will try first with the classic default qubit. This is very handy device, I would say. And the number of wires, let's see. Maybe I can pass the number of wires as wires. Okay, good. I'm going to put this capital wires here. Good. All right, so instantiate the Q node for variational circuit. Okay, so that means I have to use our decorator here, Q node, with the proper device. Okay. Sorry, no, not this way. It can also be done this alternative way. I'm so used at this point to using the at for decorator. It's gonna be Q node, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, it's actually a good, maybe a good place to pause there for those of you who don't know. Yeah, so there is two ways to create a Q node. There's the way that we addressed this morning. If you were here in the sessions, you basically decorate a function with @qml.qnode, or you can leave the function as is and not decorate with @qml.qnode, and then do like a transformation like this, like redefining what the circuit is by sticking it inside qml.qnode. They're doing the exact same thing, like literally the exact same thing, just one looks different than the other. That's really all. If there is any questions about that, do let us know. Just a subtlety. That's really it. That's just kind of like how decorators work in Python. But yeah, if there's any questions about that, just let us know and we can maybe spend some more time on that in a sec. But anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. Keep going.
Yeah, no problems, no problems. So this is a minimization. We can think about, basic stuff such as, I don't know, some number of steps. Let's see, I'm gonna put a guess, like maybe 200 steps are going to be enough. Choosing an optimizer as well, I think it would be useful. So let's see, I'm gonna set up this variable opt after optimizer. I think we can find something in QML. Let me think, QML. Maybe I should look at the documentation very quickly. Which one? I think it may be standard gradient descent, but I don't remember the name. Do you remember? Let me check at the resources.
The name of the gradient descent optimizer. Yeah, maybe it's actually good.
It's probably like gradient descent opti or something like this.
Optimizer.
But
Yeah, it is that. But maybe this is a good actually a demonstration of like trying to find something in the Penny Lane website that you like forgot.
Okay, let's see the documentation. Okay, quantum chemistry templates. Gradients and training. I think I'm probably going to find something that I want here.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me see. Aha, gotcha. Gradient descent optimizer. I think this one is going to be more than enough. Okay. And I also would like to set maybe some learning rate, right? Like okay. Learning rate. It's going to be, I don't know, 0.1. Maybe this is going to be good. Okay. All right. From this, maybe I can use a for loop to solve this problem. Or, I don't know, I in range steps, we can do the following. Okay, so we have some parameters here I would like to pass. And this is also this variational circuit also depends of the Hamiltonian. So I think we can do the following. We can calculate the parameters. I think it's, let me check again, params is going to be equal here now. Sorry. It's going to be a method of the gradient, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check, just in case if they have something like steps. Step. Aha. So I can update trainable arguments with one step of the optimizer. Okay. So I can pass some objective function and the arguments. In our case, then it's going to be something like, okay, so steps. And okay.
I think it's actually just opt.step with no S at the end.
Step.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
All right. So here, and this is the circuit. If I'm not mistaken, again, like, okay, so params and Hamiltonian. There is a thing. Let me just check again in documentation. It returns new variables if single arg is provided. Else it's going to be an array. So this is going to be an array because I'm passing two arguments. So first is the parameters, then the Hamiltonian. The Hamiltonian we don't care, so we can just pass like this dummy variable here. And return, let's see, return the value of the minimized Q node. So what we want in the end of the day is the circuit with the params, the new parameters, the new Hamiltonian. With the old Hamiltonian, the Hamiltonian will not change. Let's see if I broke something, if it's okay. Those are 300 steps, so probably it's gonna take some, some time.
This is when I wish we had some Jeopardy music.
Yeah, got it. Nice. Any questions so far? Is this okay, guys?
No questions so far. Yeah, there was one question about the leaderboard and how scoring works, but I already answered that one.
So see, not that hard, not so big business.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Yeah, I got a success.
So
just in case, let's try.
No, go ahead.
No, just because like I just choose like the gradient descent optimizer because I thought it was like enough.
Sure.
But let's just try with Adam to see if it's better or something, just in case. It's nice to play around, right?
Yeah,
just to
totally.
see how it works. I think the methods for this one are pretty much the same, but Adam optimizes slightly different than the vanilla, let's say, gradient descent optimizer. Because it has adaptive learning rate. So probably I'm gonna just, let it go here. And let's see if this one is going to be slightly faster. Just for the fun, you know. See,
Cool.
I indeed was. I think it was slightly faster. What do you
Right
think?
on. Maybe this is a good time to show that if anybody did have any questions, and like let's say they weren't getting the right answer like a bajillion times and didn't really understand what was going on, maybe you think that there's like a problem with the coding challenge too. Like that sometimes does happen, even though we rigorously test the questions. When we open the door to hundreds or thousands of people, things get picked up on that you otherwise wouldn't pick up just because of the large sample size. So maybe you go back to the dashboard, Ludmila, and show people like where to go to like submit a support ticket and stuff. Yeah, so you can see all your submissions there on the. Go back to the. If you go back to the coding challenges tab there, go to the submissions. There you go. Yeah. So any of these submissions here, like so, this just is a catalog of all of your submissions to every challenge. When you're actually in the coding challenge itself, and you click on the submissions tab, it'll show you all the submissions to that particular challenge. But if this has everything on there, so if you click on one of them, Ludmila,
all right,
and then or just click the details on one of them. Yeah, you can scroll down. It has all the code that you use to submit there. It has the error and everything. You can click Get Help from our support team right there, and that will lead you to the support tab to create a discussion entry on our website. Yeah. So there's many ways to get to the support tab. But yeah, that's really it. Okay. So yeah, that really covers how to like kind of very briefly walk through the coding challenges, how they look, and stuff like that. Maybe we could go actually show the like copying into a notebook stuff, because sometimes what you might want to do if you're stuck on a challenge is so you can submit to the coding challenge platform as many times as you want. So if you want to do all of your testing and stuff right here, you can submit, all good. Like you're not going to break anything. Actually, there is a badge that you can get for submitting a wrong answer to the coding challenge platform a certain number of times. I think it's a lot. I think the badge name is Never Gonna Give You Up or something, which is the Rick Astley song. Yeah, so I lost my train of thought. Right, you're gonna submit a coding challenge. You're gonna like you just like you're getting the wrong answer all the time. If you want to do your testing and prototyping in a different environment other than the coding challenge platform, because when you submit to the platform, you're submitting to like a server, and it will take longer to run on the platform than on your own machine. So there is a copy all button at the top right of the coding challenge like code area. You can so one thing to note too, the stuff in the yellow areas you cannot edit. The stuff in the white areas you can edit. So if you wanted to like print some stuff out where you couldn't otherwise type that, or if you wanted to change some things and just fool around with the code, this is a good way to do it. So yeah, if you click copy all, Ludmila, and then if you still have your Jupyter Notebook tab open, that'd be cool if you could go to. Because then you can just open up a Jupyter Notebook on your laptop or desktop or whatever, and copy the code here and test whether or not your answer is working on the public test cases. That's another thing to note too. There are usually four sets of cases that your questions will run against. There's 2 public test cases. Those are just to make sure if when you're doing this, exactly this, like copying and pasting it into your own environment to debug and stuff. Right. If it's like working properly, but then there are private test cases as well that we don't show you to make sure that your solution works in general. Anyway, yeah. So, you can copy and paste it into like a Jupyter Notebook like this, and you can edit everything. Just make sure that when you do your testing in here and you are satisfied with your answer and you want to submit to the coding challenge platform again, you copy the part that is editable in the platform as well back in there. You can't copy and paste the whole thing back in. But yeah, you can do all your stuff in there.
All right. So indeed, like for this one, I didn't start the code yet. I changed the challenge because I didn't want to repeat.
Sure.
But let's just try here, like write something and see if there is a problem. I'll debug on the Jupyter notebook.
Sure.
As pointed out. Okay, so here for the parameter shift rule, all we have to do is to reconstruct, is to build this circuit here on the left. So it's basically going to be few rotations and some C knots intercalated. Okay, so maybe I can use like a for loop here. And for this for loop, I can go for my range. Maybe this is something to do with the weights, I guess, because there's 0, 0, 1, 0. How is the shape of these weights? Okay. So it's going to be a 2 by 3 matrix. Maybe if we can try this, maybe it's going to be risk. I don't know. This is going to be an NP array. So I think maybe this is going to work. Let me see. Weights. Okay. So I want to have something passes the arguments for each of those. Here now, okay, let's set up the rotations. Okay, this entries of this matrix are going to be the angles we would like to pass for the rotations, right? So probably gonna have something like this. I1, okay, on the first qubit. And then we repeat this a few times. Okay, Z. This is going to be number 2, number 1, number 1. And this is going to be a 0 guy. Already made a mistake. And this is going to be followed by some C knots. Okay, so it's going to be QML. We can use like another for loop inside. Maybe. Because, okay, 1, 2. Let's just pass it like just a C knot here. Okay. QML C knot. And let's set up the wires. It's going to be y plus 1 for now. And return the observer that we're supposed to get here. Okay, so it's going to be y0, z2. In the morning session, I'll show how to get the exponential expectation values of an operator like this when you have a tensor product. But for the ones that we set out, don't worry, it's quite simple. You're basically going to be just making something like this. So it's going to be a Pauli Y on the qubit 0 tensor. This is how you can write tensor operations here. Tensor with another Pauli Z on the third qubit. Okay, looks okay. And then for the parameter shift, return the graded calculated using parameter shift loop. I don't remember fully, but I believe it's going to be something like, maybe I would have to check the documentation again. Where can I find this? I would have to investigate. Maybe also in gradients, I guess. Something about the gradients. Do you have any tip?
Where are you looking? What are you looking for again, Ludmila?
No. It's just because like we supposed. There is here. If you're stuck, you might find the following hints helpful. Okay. Precisely. Okay, gradients demo. Let's see if I can find something that can be useful for me. Oh, I think I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Looking at the demos is always very helpful. Oh, well, oh, I think I stopped in the right place. Alternatively, you can compute. Probably something like this I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna copy and paste here. Oh. Okay, and let's just check. So instead of params, probably be something like weights. But this time, instead of sending to, just submit directly, I just gonna use the Jupyter notebook. I'm trying to, to debug my code just in case something's wrong. And probably there is something wrong. So, Oh, a quantum function must return either a single measurement or an empty sequence of measurements. Okay.
Oh, I think you did the same thing maybe this morning. I think you just wrote qml.exp
and
val.
didn't put a return.
Yeah, you got to put return. Yep. There you go. So that's one thing about a Q node. It's a quantum function with instructions, one per line. The instructions being like gate operations or conditional measurements or anything like that. And then for it to be a circuit or a Q node, it has to return a measurement process. And in PennyLane, there are many different types of measurements. Some measurements vary on the type of device you're using. So if you're on like default mixed, which is a like mixed state simulator, you can return other things from it that would only be possible like from like a mixed state kind of thing, where a density operator is what you need. Yeah, just a little bit of factoids there. That's all.
Okay, I think I did a mistake. Probably it must something to do with these wires here. I think I didn't think well. So let's write this explicitly, just in case. Okay, we're gonna be a bit repetitive, but I think this time at least I'll be sure it will work. Let me just check at the circuit again. Okay, so the first one is controlling the second one. Okay, so first with the second with the third one, and the last one controlling the first one. Okay, I'm gonna do something a bit ugly now, but well, don't judge me too much. I'm gonna just copy and paste. Oh, the indentation is bad. Okay, let me just do this. Don't do this in home, kiddos. Like really, this could totally be a for loop, but I'm feeling a bit lazy. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 0. Probably I could put just a for loop here, but just in case. Now it works.
Nice.
Yeah. So I can just, as I said before, just copy the relevant parts, to here, to the actual code we would like to submit. All right. And then, okay, this is also part of the original stuff here. And submit. Let's see if I submitted block has a wrong indentation level. I wonder which one. What could it be?
Maybe there's a white space error somewhere.
Probably. Let's see. This one seems fine. This one seems fine. So this one. I can do again the same process, right? Like probably this indentation probably will appear here as well. Oh, not really.
Interesting.
I don't know what it could be. This could be maybe for Jupyter. This Jupyter notebook has maybe different settings for identity.
Yeah, actually go
like
back
to spaces.
Yeah, get rid of all the white spaces, I think. Like the blank lines, get rid of that line, yeah. And then the ones above that too, above the for loop.
Above the for loop.
There is none above the for loop. Interesting. What about below it? Yeah, maybe just get rid of all those as well.
Oh no. Okay, let's see.
Try that. There we go.
Cool. It works.
Cool.
Huh? Okay, good.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Oh yeah, Guillermo was in the chat as well. Just he was saying that, yeah, he was basically saying exactly what we were saying about getting the indentation right. No questions. Interesting. So either the people who came this morning, got their answers, and there's no other people, or yeah, or we're just doing a great job. I don't know. Again, if you do have any questions, this is your time to ask. You can also just ask us questions on the support page if you have questions about your coding challenges. You can also go on our discussion forum, which is, I'll put this in the chat right now. It is discuss.pennylane, pennylane.ai. That's a great place to ask your questions. We're all very active on there, and we respond as soon as we can. So, yeah, that's another great place. What else is there to cover about these coding challenges? I think. Oh dear. I think that's pretty much it. I think we're just gonna wait for some questions to come in.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There is still like one challenge that can be done. Like,
yeah.
just in case.
Let's save it for a sec. Maybe let's just chat a little bit here while we wait for some questions
All
to come in. So, Ludmila, you are you participated in QHack 2021. That's what you're saying to me in the morning session.
Yes.
What are the coding challenge platform then looked like super different, super different. It was all on like this platform called Dome Judge, which was kind of like this horrendous monstrosity of like a third-party program that was really fun for us to deal with. The new coding challenge platform was like a new thing for us for the Penny Lane Code Camp. But anyway, that was like a couple of years ago, I think, at this point. What do you remember about the coding challenges in QHack 2021?
I gotta be honest, like I barely
remember. That's 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I actually, the things I remember mostly was like, trying to mostly figure it out how to proper write things using Pennylane.
Yeah.
That was, because this whole thing about the decorators, I can understand it can create like a bit of confusion if you're not so versed in Python, which was the case like back in time. Like I was more using like other types of programming languages.
Right.
So for me, like I remember I had to learn a lot. So what else? Like yeah.
What did you find the most helpful to? Did you find what was the most helpful thing to help like learn Penny Lane? Was it just like doing the challenges? Was that really helpful, or like maybe the code book?
The code book for sure.
Yeah.
I think the code book, at least for me, like different people had different needs, and I have more like again, like since my background is more related with quantum information, for me, the code book was very nice fit, because I could understand the math, I could understand the physics behind. There was just like a matter to understand like the code itself and how to proper apply it using Pennylane. So for me, it was very nice way to learn, and I'm a big fan actually of the code book.
Cool. We did get a question from Latris17 on Twitch. Is there also some performance evaluation, and can you see like the ideal solution later when you finish the tasks or when the event ends? Great question. So there's no performance evaluation. So like, I don't know, I think what you're maybe saying, here's an example. If you have like a machine learning kind of question, and your code ran faster than somebody else's, but you still got to the same answer, there's no advantage for that. There is a constraint on the performance of your code, and there was a constraint on us when we wrote them. So all the questions, the solution to the questions should be doable to run on our server in less than 5 minutes of runtime. So that's the only that's like there's like a maximum runtime limit on your problem, but we made sure that like the solutions that we proposed ran less than 5 minutes. So you're never there's a way to do every challenge in less than 5 minutes runtime, but no, there's no performance evaluation. And can I see the ideal solution later when we finish the task or when the event ends? Typically, we don't release the solutions to the coding challenges from the events. I know there are a few people who have published their own solutions on like GitHub and stuff like that. That's fine. You know, it's open source, whatever. You do what you want. We like to save the challenges here to reuse on PennyLane.ai afterwards and stuff like that. They're good practice challenges and stuff like that. So sometimes we release the solutions to some of them. Maybe like we'll do like if there was like we've done this in the past. If there was like a really hard challenge that nobody got, or something, or an interesting challenge that a lot of people would like to know the solution to, I think maybe we cherry pick a couple of them. But no, in general, we don't publish the solutions to the coding challenges all at once. So hopefully that answers your question, Latris17. Thanks for asking your question. Ket Punto Hey says, which is Guillermo. Hi, Guillermo. Is it more difficult to create a challenge or to solve it? For me, definitely both are really hard, I have to say. I think Guillermo is probably the best at Xanadu at creating the coding challenges, and his questions are the hardest for sure. So if you're mad at anybody about a coding challenges, it's probably Guillermo that you need to be mad at. Yeah, his questions are actually really hard, and he comes up with some really creative questions. Yeah, it's okay, Guillermo. Thank you. Yeah, no, his questions are actually really good. For me, I gotta say, like, I think the hard part for me is actually coming up with a problem, coming up with something unique. That's what Guillermo's the best at, is coming up with like a unique challenge that's like actually kind of difficult and like interesting. For me, just coming up with the idea is actually pretty hard. It's like squeezing blood from a stone a little bit for me. I gotta like, really, really push hard to come up with like a cool idea. Probably the one challenge that I'm the most proud of, I did 4 of them. I think it's probably the hockey one, Hockey Night at the QHack Cave, I think is what it's called. It's not the hardest problem. It's like you got to do a little bit of math, I think, on pen and paper before you tackle it. But that's my favorite problem that I wrote. I'm a big hockey fan as well, so I figured, and there's like a wintry kind of aspect to the map, so I figured I'd try and drop in some hockey love. Ludmila, have you written a code? Oh, sorry, we're getting some questions from the chat. Sorry, and I'm rambling. Antonio Jesus, will badges be earned even if challenges are completed after the deadline but before the platform is closed this year? That is a really good question, actually. I think there are some QHack specific badges. So I think the answer to that question is no. So will badges be earned even if challenges are completed after the deadline but before the platform is closed? So I think the platform, when the platform closes, that's actually a really good question. I actually don't know. Antonio Jesus, that's a very good question. Because this time the platform will be open longer after the time is over for further learning, I saw. I think you're right. Guillermo, maybe you can help me out here, because I actually don't know the answer to that. That's a really good question. And I just want to give a quick shout out to our designer. He did all the badges and all the artwork here, like this poster behind me and like all the Twitch assets, like the stream looking stuff. Great job to our designer. Not sure about the badges. Okay, yeah, we'll try and get an answer on that. That's a good question, Antonio. So thanks for asking that. Yeah, Ludmila, I had a question for you. Did you ever write a coding challenge? Have you written a coding challenge for us yet?
Yeah, like there was one code challenge that I made this year.
Oh, for
like
QHack.
This is the first for the QHack. Yeah.
Okay, which one is it?
It's binary to unary. Like,
okay.
It was like, oh my god, like because as I said, like actually coming up with something which is interesting, not too convoluted, and useful maybe somehow. I don't know. Like it's very hard. It's just like it's fine art, guys. Like really,
it is.
Kudos to Guillermo, because like for me it's crazy how he gets to these ideas, and solving it is even crazier. You know. So yeah, this challenge they created is very simple. It's just like simple math stuff. And yeah, like I'm looking forward to actually learn a bit more,
Cool. Yeah,
about how to create puzzles. And yeah, but I think the toughest part is to make like fun and interesting,
I
right?
agree.
Because
Yeah,
because there is, if you guys are like researchers or into like a quantum information, quantum computation, research and science, you're probably going to see a lot of very fantastic and applications of circuits with a lot
right.
of details. But this is different from actually doing a puzzle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Research is different than
It is.
puzzles, of course. So
Yep.
I mean, more or less, could be. If you can have fun doing research as well, of course, why not? I
Yeah.
recommend.
For me, the biggest like I think I kicked the camera by accident. Sorry for everybody on stream. Um Guillermo is a machine when it comes to the coding challenges. Like he whips out like the questions that are on that he wrote like on QHack this year. Um like they're really good, like I have to say. And like I don't know, man. You come up with these questions pretty seamlessly, it feels. So for me, my challenges are even a little easier, and they take me a long time to kind of figure out. It's not like the fun aspect of it. Like I can turn any question into like something goofy and like completely like how the heck did you tie the analogy to a quantum circuit to like some other thing that's completely unrelated. I'm good at that. But like actually getting a good coding challenge, like quantum computing challenge, that's like bespoke, like unique. That's a tricky thing. So Guillermo, you do a really good job at that. Kudos to Guillermo. So we don't have an answer on the badges yet, but we will try and get an answer for you. Spend a lot of time. Guillermo says I spend a lot of time. I always think about coding challenges in the background. Yeah, that's the thing, eh? You like doing them. Actually, I will send a message to one of our front end developers here, and oh, Guillermo's on it on the badges question. Thank you, Guillermo. Now I don't have to do anything. Thank you. Let's check the leaderboard here quickly. Let's go to QHack.ai. Let's check the leaderboard. We still have Mount Guanlac Noru jump. You've got another 300 points. Congratulations. So you're up to 3,600 points. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions left. It does really honestly baffle me that every year there seems to be a team that does complete the challenges. We try and make them harder every single year, and still somehow people manage to finish them all. So Mount Guanac Naru jump. If you end up completing all the challenges, congratulations. We have another question from Ravi Minhas on Twitch. Can you shed some light on the usage of the term wires or at QML or QML.QNode? And the use is very object oriented. Any specific reason for such nomenclature? Okay, so maybe Ludmila, you can take the QNode one, but I'll take the wires one. So the wires one, here, let me go back to Ludmila here. Boom. Okay, so wires, why do we call them wires and not qubits? So it's funny that you actually use the phrase, can you shed some light on the usage of the term wires? The keyword there is light. Haha. So Xanadu, which PennyLane is built by, we're a photonics company. So our hardware is photonics. So in that sense, talking about wires there is more like applicable, or that's more like the lingo in the photonics world. So yeah, that's why we call wires. That's why we call qubits wires in PennyLane. Qubits wires, like just think of them the exact same. Just in PennyLane we call them wires. Just from that vantage point. Right, and I think maybe the usage of QML.QNode you're talking about is when we used it not as a decorator, but as like an inline transformation to a quantum function. Maybe Ludmila, you want to go back to that?
Okay. So yeah, in the previous challenge, the challenge that I was challenge. Okay, in the challenge that I was trying to optimize this. I believe it was this one, right? Using QNode at this way.
I think
So
so. Yeah.
yeah, this is a different. Yeah, I think it was pretty much this one. So usually like in Python, this whole thing about decorator is because like you're gonna pass a function and the input is a function, the output is another function, right? This is the whole idea of decorator. You're gonna expand the functionalities of a certain thing. And in Pythonics language, basically like, okay, you can go using like this at the top when you defining the function you want to work with. Or you can just like use this object here, like in this case, like this key node is gonna work in this, doing exactly the same. So here, as you can see, like a variational circuit was defined before, and this is like at this point, this is something that we call a quantum function. Okay, and except for this part here, because there is also this detail, like this variational circuit, you already have like this return of the expectation values. This is something that happens. You need this to make like your it's like a requisite to declare your function as a Q node. But in this case, instead of just placing the decorator here on the top, I just like, okay, I want to write this carefully without thinking about this decorator, and we just call this later, and voila, you got the same Q node object, but just calling a different way, as passing is an argument directly for here. Does it answer your questions?
Yeah, thanks. I think if they have anything to say, they can reply back. But Ravi Minhas, I'm going to paste a link in the chat as well. It's good to know kind of what a quantum node is in Penny Lane. Like that's our fundamental unit of computation. And then we have the documentation. I have to say in Penny Lane is really good. I'm just going to paste another link to the documentation. Okay, Ravi Minhas says yes, thanks. That's good. Cool. Glad we can answer your question. Hopefully that helps you complete some coding challenges. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, keep coming with your questions, guys. We have another like 13 minutes here before we leave at 3. Maybe worth mentioning too. Actually, I'll go back to the QHack website. There is plenty of going on this week. So let me go to the streaming sessions. Obviously today, this is all that's going on. Because the coding challenge is open today at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We just wanted to reserve the day for you guys to focus completely on that while having a couple of tutorial sessions if you need it. On the 15th and the 16th, we will resume streaming. We have streamed demos from all of our sponsors from like 30 minutes to about an hour. Lots of cool stuff going on, I have to say. It's a jam-packed day full of really interesting stuff. So definitely come and check that out. It'll be on the 15th and the 16th. So come check that out. On the 22nd, which is next week, a week and a half, that's when QHack is over. Yes, QHack has to end, unfortunately, but it will come back. So, yeah, on the 22nd, when QHack officially closes at 5 p.m. Eastern, we will have a closing ceremony and the meme contest judging. So, if you feel like you're funny or if you want to create a meme, that's another great thing about QHack is we understand that memes are a big part of the community here. So, if you want to create some memes and possibly win some stuff, there are prizes from winning the meme competition. We'll get to that in a second. But you have to go on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, I don't know, and tag @PennyLaneAI in your post with your meme and use the hashtag QHack2024. I will be going through all the meme submissions this year, and I'll kind of sift them down into like a top 16, and then we'll kind of go through tournament style on the 22nd at 5 with myself, Catalina, and Elon, and we'll kind of come up with a winner there. The prizes associated with that, do we have that listed yet? QHack swag. I think it mostly is swag. Let me just try and find it. Meme. Well, there is a prize for the meme competition. Maybe just don't have it. We don't have it listed yet, but I'm pretty sure it is swag and a few other things. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, and here's some of the badges. So Antonio, here's some of the badges that you were talking about. I think we're still trying to find an answer to that question. Yeah, Guillermo hasn't posted the answer yet. There's a ton of badges. So one thing we tried to do this year for QHack is kind of gamify it and make it a little. I mean, we're obviously trying to make the event more fun every year. So this is our attempt at doing that this year. So we have team-based badges for completing all of the challenges in each of the 4 realms of Qtopia. Qtopia is the map where these challenges are placed on, and they're gated in different ways, and they all lead to a central problem in Qtropolis. Guillermo wrote the hardest problem there in the center of the map. There's badges for things like completed all 100 level challenges, completed all 200 level challenges. There's some fun ones. Let's go through them. 5tastic for completing 5 challenges. NP complete for completing all of the challenges. This one's probably my favorite. I came up with the name for this one. QAOA. Submitted your first correct submission for a challenge. So hopefully everybody at least gets the QAOA badge. That'll be fun. We do have a badge called Quantum Advantage, which is for completing all the challenges within the first 24 hours. So if we go to the coding challenges, currently, let me go to the leaderboard. Currently, Mount Guanac, Noru jump. You guys might be able to get that badge. You have another, at least another like 18 hours to complete the rest of the coding challenges. So you guys might be up for that badge as well. Same with CQ Tech, Ronaldo, Queen of Fog, QJins. You guys are all doing really good. We have a question from, or a statement in the chat from QWHS. Sorry, I don't speak whatever language you type your question in, but if you can put that in Google Translate or something like that, I can try and get to it. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, lots of teams so far. 476 teams. Wow. Cool. Good stuff. My team is called Team Isaac of Xanadu. I'm 106 out of 476 teams. Oh, Google Translator says, "What's up, Seoul National University?" Well, we have a visitor from Korea. Welcome. Glad you could join us. That's why we had this afternoon session to help with people in different time zones. Sorry, the first award team name is famous university mountain name in South Korea. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. That's what this is. Mount Gwankak Noro Jump. Fascinating. Okay. Because I was like, that just sounds like a random mountain name. But thank you for providing me context there. I appreciate that. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay. So we have about 5 more minutes left. We have an answer back from Guillermo about the badges. You can win the badges in the second week. Right. Okay. So after the event closes and the challengers are still available for a little bit of time, you can win. You can still get badges. So there you go, Antonio. Hopefully that helps you. There is currently about like 18 hours left to complete the Quantum Advantage badge. So some badges are unobtainable after a certain point. So work hard for those ones if you can. Those are going to be rare ones to have. Yeah. So if there are any more questions, keep them coming. Even if you think of a question after this streaming session, you can email us at admin@qhack.ai. You can post in the forum. You can post a discussion or a support thread. Whatever you need to do. Maybe if there's not any more questions, this is the last streaming session we have for today. Maybe we could wrap up with some lasting advice for how to do the coding challenges. You kind of went through like the mechanics of doing it all, Ludmila, but like, what's some lasting words of advice for how to do coding challenges?
I strongly suggest reading the documentation of the functions. So we will be pretty much sure, like how, for instance, if you get some error code or something like this, it's really gonna help you to deal with the tracebacks, for example. And using the I don't know, Jupyter Notebook or local, running the codes locally is also easier to help you to debug as well. So those are my advices. And also, like, if there's something you don't understand, you're still looking at the documentation, you're still a bit lost about certain functions, check the demos. Really, guys, like, there are plenty of very nice demos that you can learn like step by step. Pretty much most of the functions are variables. So yeah, this is my piece of advice for you. And yeah, and also, of course, you can send the questions for us on the Discord, on the forum. We'll be glad to help.
Totally. Antonio says, "Do you recommend to sleep a little bit as well?"
Absolutely.
I think that's
Absolutely. It's like, come on, like, how are you supposed to work with your mind tired now, guys? Like, get some. If you're stuck in some problem, usually what I do is like, okay, I stand up, maybe get some, I don't know, water. I drink a lot of water. Maybe a coffee if you're into coffee. Make yourself a tea, whatever. Sometimes your mind just needs a bit of rest, really.
Totally.
And yeah, like, don't overthink. Don't be like, I know it's hard because when people are excited and try to solve challenges and everything, they can get like a very like single minded and try to solve everything like in a just in one sitting session, let's say.
Yep.
But sometimes it's better just to stretch a bit, literally stretching your body can also help.
Go for a walk.
So, yeah. Go for a walk.
Yep.
Get some I don't know,
air.
snack.
Yep.
Eat. Don't forget to eat. Take a shower. Basic stuff.
If I have any advice, it would honestly just be to just if you're afraid at all to submit, if you're at all hesitant, or if you're just like totally stuck on a challenge, just submit something. Just try it. Like, this sounds so dumb, but you do learn, especially in any sort of programming or adjacent field, you do learn the best by just doing. So just start trying, and there is no penalty to failing at a coding challenge, like 0 failure points, or like there's no deductions or anything like that. We kind of made it friendly that way on purpose so that you can just keep trying and not have to face any consequences for trying, right? So just do the challenges. Like, even if you get them wrong, like, you're going to learn something. You totally are. And if you're here and you're stuck, hopefully these sessions do help you as well. So just do the challenges, absolutely. And like, let's say you're doing some, because most people doing the coding challenges will kind of fall somewhere in the middle at the end of the day. Like, didn't complete all the coding challenges, but also did complete some of them. If you're at all like, a little down on yourself that you didn't climb up the leaderboard as much as you wanted, hey, like, this event's just all about having fun. So just remember that too. Like, obviously this is a competition, but it's supposed to be a friendly competition. So at the end of the day, the friendly part comes first before the competition. Friendly competition. So just have fun, be friendly, be nice, and ultimately, if you don't win anything, but you still had fun, that's a win. So you learned something for sure, even if you didn't win anything, which is also a win. Yeah. So just have fun, and good things will happen when you're having fun. Kepunto He says, "Show me the money." Show me the money. Well, Guillermo, you unfortunately can't win any money because you are an employee. So I myself, nor anybody working for Xanadu, can win anything about this. Yeah, I think yeah. Well, it's probably a good thing too, Guillermo, honestly, because even if you didn't write any of the coding challenges and you were just like a participant, I think you'd probably do super well. Because I think because you can come up with really hard challenges, you'd probably do pretty well at like solving hard ones as well. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. Thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate you spending your time here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here, so we really appreciate that. If you're on our YouTube channel, or if you're not on our YouTube channel, go like this live stream and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate that as well. Helps us get some exposure. And tell us, comment, go watch some videos, comment on it, comment on some, say you didn't like it or you did like it. Any feedback's appreciated. But with that, Ludmila, I'll say goodbye to you. Thank you so much for your time today. I think you did really help out, a decent amount of people get started with the coding challenges. So, yeah, really appreciate your time, and thanks for doing this.
My pleasure.
All right,
Thank
take
you
care.
again for inviting me.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
goodbye.
Ciao.
So see you around.
See you
Ciao.
around. Bye. All right, everybody. So that we're gonna tie things up here today. Oh, geez. There's sometimes, you know how on Apple machines now, if you have a webcam and you put like a thumbs up, it will like put the thumbs up on the screen. It's doing that for me here, and it was really distracting. Anyway, hey, it's been really great being on these live streams today to talk about the coding challenges. We hope you really enjoy the coding challenges. Again, it's meant to be totally fun. You're supposed to have a good time with it. So we really hope that you do have a good time with it. Share the coding challenges. If you have people who are wondering if they should participate in the coding challenges, it's not too late to register. You can refer them to register for QHack. Join your team even. Help you complete the coding challenges, or just have fun with QHack. If you have any memes, do submit them to our Twitter, so you can tag us with your meme at PennyLaneAI and use the hashtag QHack2024. I'll go back to the website here for just another second to talk about the events we have coming up later in the week. So we have stuff on the 15th and the 16th, a whole bunch on the 15th and the 16th. We're going to start at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to have demos from our sponsors for this year's QHack. So they're going to be about 30 minutes or an hour. Definitely come check those out. There's everything on the QHack website about the schedule. So go to the QHack schedule and see which talks you want to come to, or if you just want to hang out the whole time, that's cool too. We'll be running in-chat giveaways on Twitch. So if you stay active in the chat on the 15th and 16th, you might win a giveaway, which will be some swag. Everything's on the QHack website. Prizes, all the challenges, information about the Open Hackathon, which is opening on the 16th as well, the meme contest, all that stuff. So if you have any questions, go to the QHack website, check it out there. You can also message us on Discord, on our Slack, and on the discussion forum, and on the Penny Lane, or on the QHack website itself in the support discussion tab. That'll do it. Thank you so much for joining us today. You've been wonderful. I've been Isaac. Again, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to join us here today. So I really appreciate your time. Enjoy the coding challenges. Have fun. And we will see you on Thursday. Ciao.